The DJI Osmo Pocket 3 successor narrative begins long before announcement day. Rooted in regulatory breadcrumbs buried in the FCC archives, where the DJI Pocket 4 has lingered in quiet anticipation, signaling not uncertainty, but completion. Because regulatory filings of this nature typically appear only when hardware development is finalized, component selection has passed qualification. RF emissions are vetted, battery and charging circuits are certified, and product safety reports have been submitted, which together form an invisible countdown that creators, analysts, and hardware insiders track obsessively. Not for excitement in the paperwork itself, but for what that lack of excitement implies. A product that has moved beyond prototyping volatility and entered the stable pre-launch pipeline, a phase with no experimental risk. No untested antennas, no placeholder schematics. No last-minute industrial design thrash, no surprise board-level respins. And no structural changes left in motion. Meaning the external silhouette, internal layout, mass distribution, gimbal arm geometry, screen hinge tolerances, and SOS power envelope are all signed off, transforming rumor into inevitability. And that inevitability is encoded in the model identifier Opus 041, which, unlike marketing names that companies often protect or alter late in development, is a compliance-grade designation meant to be persistent. And when this identifier matched numerous independent leaks across the industry, including supply chain whispers, firmware strings, accessory compatibility hints, gimbal torque charts, and OS module speculations, it ended the naming debate entirely, making it unmistakable that this hardware is indeed the next Pocket flagship, not a variant, spin-off, or experimental side category, but the primary portable stabilized imaging device aimed at vloggers, documentarians, travel filmmakers, vertical short creators, motion-first shooters, and hybrid storytellers. And while the certification did not publicly expose product photos at filing time, it revealed one component category upgrade that speaks louder than any image: the lithium battery pack, whose capacity has climbed from 1300 milliamps to 1545 milliamps at 7.7 volts, translating mathematically into around an 18% bump in rated energy storage. But translating practically into something far more meaningful: a significant expansion of continuous real-world runtime for a device this size. Because pocket gimbal cameras operate inside extremely tight thermal budgets without the luxury of active cooling, vapor chambers, fans, or large heat sinks. Meaning every milliamp added has to be balanced against grams removed, shell strength increased, PCB copper optimized, inductors miniaturized, power phases refined, AMI shielding improved, and efficiency gained in the image pipeline. And DJI's recent releases underscore this philosophy. Most notably, the material and mass revision work demonstrated in the Avata 360 release, where the shell became slimmer, internal components lighter, rigidity higher, weight lower, and structural integrity significantly better. A pattern consistent with a company that chooses refinement over spectacle. And to understand why this approach benefits the Pocket 4, it helps to zoom out into history, back to DJI's first major FPV bundle for this segment. The DJI FPV, a full integrated package including goggles, motion controller, and cinematic stabilization logic, which looked impressive and innovative, but failed commercially not because FPV interest was low, but because its price-to-fragility ratio was crippling. The market judged it expensive, brittle, overbundled, and underscaled compared to purpose-built FPV alternatives, resulting in poor sales and eventual discontinuation. But DJI's persistence transformed failure into iterative learning, pushing them to launch the Avata, whose built-in prop guard design, thrust-to-weight rebalancing, and hybrid stabilization announcement slowly rebuilt trust in a skeptical pilot base.
Culminating in the Avata 2, which locked DJI into the FPV market with clearer value.
Lower fragility, better durability, improved stabilization, faster flight logic, and reduced optical prejudice in the FPV community. And the Avata 360 leaked images months later served a strategic purpose. exemplifying DJI's belief in timed leaks as curiosity fuel. Seeding prototype mystique in May 2025, only for enthusiasts to later realize the prototype was already hiding its 360 hardware in an upward-facing lens orientation. Because DJI's gimbal auto-rotates 90 degrees on landing to shield the lower lens, visually obscuring the spherical top lens module for months, keeping the hybrid feature secret until August 14, 2025. When a competing prototype announcement, the anti-gravity won by Anti-Gravity Industries, forced DJI's hand, proving that DJI's 360 FPV combination strategy was not hypothetical, but already in motion since early test builds. And while image resolution debates dominated earbud reviews across tech communities, DJI quietly prepared the gimbal mechanics architecture on the Pocket 4, understanding that the sensor most likely had to grow physically not just for marketing bragging rights, but because the vertical short era democratized an entirely new resolution, retention expectation among social-first shooters, and square sensors emerged as DJI's recent solution to vertical resolution compromises, already seen in the Osmo Action 6 and the Osmo 360 camera, both built around squarish hybrid sensor formats that allow for 4K vertical capture without falling back to a reduced 3K crop. And if that square sensor speculation is correct, something like 13.2 by 13.2 millimeters, then the Pocket 4 no longer just benefits content creators but redefines their editing flexibility, offering 6K at 30 FPS not for direct 6K export but to introduce sharper reframing, cleaner cropping, wider stabilization margins, better highlight recovery, and more robust 10-bit DLOGM color retention for matching footage across drone models including the Mini, Air, or Mavic series, giving the Pocket 4 seamless color pipeline compatibility with DJI's wider ecosystem, especially when paired with DJI's wireless mic lineup. Rumored Osmo audio support. Expected internal storage moving from 64 GB in the Avata 2 to possibly 128 GB in the Avata 360. Expandable via microSD, addressing one massive bottleneck mobile creators always face: thermal throttling, because larger sensor readout means larger DSP load, which means larger SOS draw, which means larger thermal stress inside a tiny body. But DJI's recent filing pattern also implies that they are not fighting thermal physics by adding risky new form factors but by improving silicon efficiency, refinement, optimization, power, phase efficiency, smart radios, improving shell conductivity and internal stacking logic around the gimbal core. And connectivity choices underline that decision. Wi-Fi 5 and BLE instead of Wi-Fi 6 or Bluetooth flagship bragging, because creators don't need theoretical throughput spikes when those spikes consume power banks, shorten runtimes, and degrade thermal stability in handheld devices, especially when shooting outdoors in high-motion environments where ND filter logic must also balance. And that brings us to exposure control rumor splitting. Variable aperture from f2.0 to f4.0, or a built-in ND filter system akin to Pocket 3's 5-stop NDs, with variable aperture improving highlight control, low light adaptability, while built-in NDs solve shutter control without external filters. But one of the most important lead upgrades rumored is 360-degree continuous panning rotation mirroring the Osmo Mobile 8 style rotation logic. Because if even a partial 360 rotation lands on Pocket 4, your walking reveals motion, B-roll transitions, hyperlapses, and cinematic rolls change fundamentally in real-world usability. And expectations around release windows show DJI intentionally aligning new label leaks with pre-holiday launches, usually mid-month Tuesdays or Thursdays, and rumors suggesting December 18th in 2025 or a CES 2026 window for refined storytelling. First upgrades with pricing estimates landing between $500-600 USD depending on combo levels, echoing DJI's Fly Smart, Fly More accessory bundling strategy seen across previous generation releases, meaning the Pocket 4 ecosystem could launch one core body Fly Smart Just the camera plus one battery around 500 USD. Fly more around 700 USD, which is for users who already own a controller. With 3 extra batteries, no controller. Another Fly More kit around 800, with the RCN3 controller included, and then traditional FPV controller 3 likely sold separately for around 200 United States dollars, keeping manual FPV mode unlocked only for experienced pilots so that DJI does not market the 360 hybrid tech to beginners. Because editing 368K dual fisheye stitched footage isn't for a casual smartphone editor only crowd, and you need powerful computers, workflows, media pipelines, and extra time for dealing with immersive 8K stitching. But that's the core philosophy difference between exotic spec wars like what Insta360 pursues with the Insta360 Ace Pro 3 leaks triple AI processors, brute force sensor loadouts, maybe 607 OMP 8K 60 FPS. Recording mind-blowing low-light pipeline horsepower, and the refined motion-first, color-first, simplicity-first storyteller focus that DJI chooses, making it clear that DJI is not trying to win a spec sheet battle but a usability war where creators feel the difference in workflow smoothness, simplicity.